welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Gaming and Wrestling Experience. We're on episode number 11. I have a special guest today. One of my co-hosts is my cousin. We grew up together, gone through so much shit together. Cousin Lalo, welcome to the show, man. How you doing today?
Good, cousin. How are you?
I am doing great, man. Um, Go ahead and tell the listeners out there. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I'm still in Southern California. I'm a teacher out here, and I'm also a professional announcer for the Inland Empire 66ers. And like you said, man, we went
Nice.
through shit growing up. Like we're little hoodlums growing up in Purdue, just causing a bunch of problems and raising hell. So yeah, man, good to see you. Good to be here. Good to help out where I can, man.
Oh man, I'm so glad that you had time to cook. And I know how busy you are with with everything. And man, we're all totally doing different things now,
Mhm.
which is great. I'm happy that we're all happy in our lives and with our kids growing up, and our kids growing up so fast.
Yeah,
Man, it's unbelievable how time flies, man. It's just unbelievable.
I know,
Uh, just Man, I'm not gonna fucking say we're getting old, because fuck that.
right?
Um, um, but yeah, man, let's go ahead and get to this Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S. Um, let's go ahead and talk about the $7.5 billion deal that Microsoft made. Tell me your thoughts about this big commitment they did.
Well, I mean, one of the biggest things that they did, not just buying the companies, but buying the titles. You
Right.
know, it's like you and me, cousin, we're fans of wrestling.
Oh
So,
yeah.
like, when WWE bought out WCW, it didn't matter that they bought like the rings and the contracts and all that other bullshit. They
Right.
bought the videotape library, and with that, they were able to make the WWE Network. So you
Right.
have all these classic things on WWE Network, where now with Bethesda being bought by Microsoft, now they have the library of old games. They have all the new titles, anything that they were working on. So the name is cool, but all that other stuff, that's important.
Right, right. I couldn't, I couldn't agree with you more, 100%. Man, yeah, me and you're big fans of wrestling, man. But you had opportunities, man, to interview some people that are big now, which is amazing. Since this is the gaming and wrestling experience, go ahead and uh, if you can go in and tell us the pictures the wrestlers that you've been taking pictures with back in the day.
Oh,
um,
yeah. I got started in Purdue just working indies with EWF with Jesse Hernandez, who trained me, and Cincinnati Red, local guys that were legends in the area. And I got to meet some really great guys. I got to interview Kurt Angle
oh man.
for probably one of the best interviews I've ever done was with Kurt Angle. We did that for a radio show. Road Warrior Animal, I got to meet him, and unfortunately he just passed away, but
I know, sad.
he was a super dope dude. Jimmy in the Mouth of the South Heart, I got to interview him. He was rad, man. Like, he was so friendly and so cool.
Right.
Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase, I got to work with him. Daniel Bryan, I actually got to work with Daniel Bryan before he was Daniel Bryan. He was Bryan Danielson.
Oh yeah, that
Back
was
then.
awesome. Yeah.
So I got to work with him when he was still on the Indies, and Adam Pierce, who works with NXT now. Um, a lot of the guys that work with AEW, so like the Young Bucks
Right.
and Scorpio Sky, really, really a lot of good times with them on the road. Actually, just talked to Sky the other day, just shooting the shit with him.
Oh
Um,
wow.
Really, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Like, he was one of the first guys that I actually got to meet in the business. Machine Carl Anderson.
Oh
Carl Anderson
wow.
was just with WWE. He was literally the first person I ever met in the business. Like, I remember I walked into the wrestling school and I was scared shitless because what am I getting into? And then
Right.
there's Carl Anderson, and he's just sitting there. But he's like, "What's up, man? How you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, bro?" And cousin, you know me, I'm short. For those of your listeners, I'm 5'2", so I'm really fucking short.
Dude,
And
I'm man, because I'm not even that much taller. I'm like maybe 2 inches taller than you.
you still got 2 inches on me, so it's okay. So then there's Carl Anderson, and he's 6'2", 225 pounds, and he's like, "What's up, brother? How you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, what's up, man? How are you? What's your name?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm Lalo. I'm coming in here to train." He's like, "Right on, man. I'm Chad." And that's how I knew he was a good dude, because he didn't try to give me his wrestler name. It was Chad.
Chad.
So I've always been able to know him as Chad, and he's a quality guy too. So I've gotten to see a lot and meet a lot of people with wrestling and everything like that. So it's kind of cool to see guys making it now in WWE and AEW and in Japan and on Impact, and
Right.
guys that I worked with. So it's cool. It's like seeing the guys grow up, seeing your best friends grow up and do great things.
Right,
So
right.
yeah.
Man, that's man. Man, I'm just man, because I'm just so jealous, man. You get to meet, you got to meet certain wrestlers, and do you keep in touch with any wrestlers now?
I
Or
like I said, I just talked to Sky like the other day. Shushi, be quiet. Sorry, my dog's over here being a
no,
dog.
that's all right. It's all good, man.
I just talked to Sky the other day, just on Instagram. We are just shooting the shit, seeing how everybody's doing. But a lot of the guys that I talked to were mostly the guys that I started working with when I joined the business. So yeah, some of the guys here and there, you still talk to them, still see them. Got to work with a couple of them when they went to go work at the 66ers last season. So
Okay.
WWE ref Marty Elias, you might know him from
Oh,
the referee during the WrestleMania 25's match with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker.
yes,
That big,
yes.
that one of the probably the best matches you'll ever see in the history of WWE, next to Savage Steamboat from WrestleMania 3. He was the ref in that one, and he actually got started with Jesse too. So he'd always come back and come and hang out. Well, he came out to throw the first pitch, and he came up, saw me, and was, "Hey, brother, how you doing? Good to see you. How are your kids?" He's one of the ones I still talk to on a regular basis too. So,
Nice.
yeah, you get to still see them here and there, but again, like you said, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. But when we get together, it's like we never stop talking.
You see, that's what that's what's so cool about people you meet and people you can still talk to, man.
Yeah,
Just on a normal basis, on our level, um, which is pretty cool. Man, that just man, cousin, that's such amazing, bro. Man, that is so cool. Before we get into this, because this is the both topics. Um, uh, did you watch the Night of Champions?
I didn't get to. No, I was too busy
Okay,
grading papers, but I know that there was a lot of good stories that were being told,
dude, it
especially with
was
the whole Dominic Guerrero thing.
dude, it was so awesome. It was so awesome. The Night Champions. I didn't. I'm not finished on Monday Night Raw yet,
Mhm.
but it was really getting good. With Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. Um, it was getting pretty damn good, but I knocked out because my schedule has been
Yeah.
so crazy.
A quick note, cousin. Dominic Guerrero was
Mhm.
actually trained by one of my friends down in San Diego.
Oh
So if
shit!
so if your listeners ever want to look up Level Up Wrestling School down in San Diego. The New Age Punisher, B-Boy, Benny,
Hmm.
he was the one who trained Dominic getting started into the business. So because Rey Mysterio grew up there down in San Diego, so
Right.
he actually took his son to go train with one of my friends down there.
Oh
So
man.
any of your listeners ever want to get into the business and want to go to a really good wrestling school, it's Level Up Wrestling School,
Hmm.
and it's down in San Diego. And the guy who runs it is Benny B Boy. He really really good dude. There's another good wrestling school down in San Diego run by SoCal Pro Wrestling, and he worked down there too.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so a lot of the San Diego area guys are some really good friends of mine. So hopefully your listeners can look it up. So SoCal Pro Wrestling, and then Level Up Pro Wrestling down there in San Diego. That's where Dominic got trained
Oh
by
wow.
my good friends. Yeah, so
That's
kind of
awesome.
kind of weird how everybody's kind of connected.
Yeah, that is, man. That's crazy. Now is it like kind of like how do they charge for stuff like that to be trained like that? Like, is it like
Yeah,
one big salary or?
it all depends. Like some schools, they'll charge you like one flat fee right off the jump. Some schools will make you pay, like they'll charge you for like half of it, and then you pay as you go. It
Oh,
just all
okay.
depends on who the trainer is. So like when I got trained, um, Jesse was real cool with me. Like he was like, "Look, man, I know you don't want to be a wrestler, you want to be a ref. So how about you just pay me for every day you come to train?" So like he's like, "Just pay me $20 a day." And back
Wow.
then, that was, I mean, you're talking, Jesus Christ, 13 years ago? Yeah, 13 years ago. So, I would go in and I'd pay him $20 a day to train. And quite honestly, he was really cool with me. Him and my other trainer, Cincinnati Red, they were like, "Look, you don't have to pay anymore. You can come and train, just work for us." And I was like, "Hell yeah, shit." So I as a referee, what people don't really understand too, is as a ref, you have to train just like a wrestler. You
Oh,
have to
wow.
know how to take bumps. You have to know how to throw your strikes and do all these moves. So my little ass was in there, actually wrestling and doing matches and
Right.
learning everything. And so you have to know both sides. You have to know how to wrestle as a worker, and then you have to know how to manage the match as a referee because you're the only person between the bookers and the agents and the wrestlers. So you have to make sure you know everything and communicate with everyone. So there's a lot more to it than people think. It's not just counting to three. There's a lot of stuff that goes on.
Right. I mean, like which I've seen, sometimes they get hit, they get thrown. You gotta learn how to throw yourself, just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Some take their bumps, excuse me, on the mat.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I'm pretty sure, man. That's man, that's cool. Man, I was gonna ask you, I'm surprised that you actually go on to try to stay in the company to go to different places to be a referee. Because I thought when I actually seen your YouTube videos, I seen interviews that you did with AJ Styles,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
um, and I can't remember the other dude. Dang it. But like for example, like or what, or keep on being announcing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were actually gonna you know go up some time, or go in some company, man, or in the years go into WWE or go to the Indies or something.
Yeah. That was
um
the dream. I did get a contract with MTV when they had a wrestling show called Lucha Libre USA.
oh
And
yes.
I got a contract with them, and it didn't last long because the company it didn't make enough money. But
Right.
I got to actually travel. I got to go to New York, and I got to go to Texas and work with them, and everything
Wow.
like that. And it just didn't work out, unfortunately. I had my girls that I had to take care of.
Right.
And it just wrestling is a tough business. It's not always the easiest thing to do. So I mean, you got guys starting on the indies working for $10 a night. Well, when you got a family cousin, you can't survive on $10 a night.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I mean? And
No,
when you're
no.
trying to go, like for me, for example, I would work in Covina one night, and then I would work in like the City of Industry the next night, and then I would go work like in Hollywood the night after that. So Friday,
Oh,
Saturday,
wow.
Sunday, I would work all weekend and maybe make $50 for the weekend. I'd spend
Wow.
more money in gas than I would to actually make money, and
Right.
then try to see my kids in between that, and then so I'd bring them with me, or you know what I mean. Sometimes if I like my fiance, she would watch the girls at all the shows. So I mean, it's really a struggle. And then when I would travel with that other company,
Right.
yeah, I made okay money when I was with them, but when I wasn't working with them, they weren't paying you. So I mean, it's one of those things like, do I keep chasing this down and keep hustling, or you know what I mean? Because you don't want that to interfere with a real job. And then if you get a shot at a tryout somewhere, you got to take a day off from your other job and try to go to that. It's a lot of work. And I was just like, you know what, I'm getting a little too old to keep chasing the dream. And it was fun while it lasted. And I still love wrestling. I watch it whenever I can. And if like my friends still ask me to watch their matches, and I break it down for them, because I'll say I think I called over the course of 4 or 5 years that I was actually 100% in the business. I
Hmm.
called about 1,000 matches, I think, because
Wow.
I would call like eight a night, 3 nights, 3 nights a week. That's about 30
Right.
matches a weekend. 30 matches a weekend every weekend. 120 matches every week or every month.
Wow.
Multiply that by 5 years. So I saw a lot of matches, and I got to meet some cool people, go do some cool things. But like I said, it wasn't in the cards, and I'm glad that I got to do what I got to do, and I wish I'd have gotten there, but
Right.
I can't complain. I love what I'm doing now. I'm teaching. I'm teaching history now. Here in Southern California, my daughters are getting older, and my oldest is in college now. My youngest is a sophomore, and I'm happy where I'm at now. It was a good ride while it lasted, but I'm good where I'm at.
You know what? And that's, and that's, I mean, and it all comes down to, you had fun,
Mhm.
and where you're happy at now.
Yeah.
That, and because, and I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
You teaching and stuff like that. I'm very happy for you that you're doing great with your family, and and everything. I'm just we haven't talked in a while.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's been a while.
Hmm.
I think the last time we talked was at the dinner, at your mom's house.
Yeah.
Which, man, I had a blast. Man, like, my wife actually seen how we actually talk, and
Mhm.
her dealing with me, um, was just the first level. And
Yeah.
then, like, dude, like, to this day, when we talk about it, sometimes she can't believe how we talk to each other.
Hmm.
And just everybody's raised differently.
Yeah.
How we grew up, back in the day, how we talk to our parents, to her is disrespectful, which I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. We understand, but
Oh yeah,
just
we're fucking hoodlums, man. Like that's what I tell my fiance that the same thing like you. Like, we were. I was telling them the story about how you told the young man to go fuck himself when we were sitting in the car one night at the liquor store, and she was like, "Why would you do that? What was wrong?" I was like, I didn't do it. Mario fucking did it. That Mario fucking said it, not me. And she's like, "Well, why would you do that?" And I was like, "Because he was an asshole. He was looking. We were doing something. We were sitting in the car. So Mario told me to go fuck himself."
you know
You
what
know, like,
I was such a bad kid, man. Man, you know what but you know what, dude, from everything we've been through, man, I will not change anything.
nah.
uh, I learned a lot. I got my ass kicked a lot, with our family.
Mhm.
I got my hair pulled all the way halfway. My godmother, Conchi, grabbed my hair half of the street at grandma's house for, for, for flipping grandpa off.
Yeah. One of the things that my fiance trips out about the most, cousin, is when we were younger, and you can edit this later if you want, but you had a
Uh,
little bit of a
it's okay.
stutter. You had a little bit of a stutter when you were younger,
Yeah.
and so like I would always tell her stories about when we were kids, and one of the stories that I always told her was about just Tony when we threw the fucking rockets on his head, and I was telling her that story one day, and I could never tell the story without laughing until I'm crying. And I remember she was like, "What did Mario say when he hit him with the rock, or when what was going on?" I said, "Mario was like, fuck you, Tony." And she was like, "Wait a minute, Mario stutters?" Like, "Oh yeah, he had a really bad stutter when we were growing up."
No, I did, man.
And then she was
I'm,
so then
I'm not afraid to admit it.
yeah.
Or people listening, man, everybody has their flaws, and, we all get through it. And thank God I don't stutter as much. I only stutter now, bro, when I get really nervous.
Hmm. And,
Um,
and what's funny is that when she met you at my sister's wedding, she met
oh,
you for the first time at the wedding, and she saw, "Oh, hi Mario, I'm so happy to meet you." She pulled me aside at the table. She's like, "You're a fucking liar. He doesn't stutter at all." And I was like, "No bullshit. I swear to God, let me get him excited." I was like, "Let me get him going. I swear to God, he doesn't." And you didn't the whole fucking night. So my fiance thought I was a goddamn liar. Thought I was just talking shit to make myself funnier.
no, I don't know why you lie about that.
I know, right? So I told her, I'm like, I wouldn't lie about it. I swear to God. And then so my daughter remembers meeting you too, and she's like, "Dad, you're so full of shit." Like well, she doesn't cuss, but she was like, "You're a liar, Dad. He never stuttered." I'm like, "Fuck y'all. You don't know what it was like. We grew up on Davidson Avenue with a bunch of welfare babies that we were. Motherfucker was stuttering. We're breaking shit, throwing rocks through Mr. Curtis's window.
Oh,
Y'all
yes.
don't know what it was like. I swear to God." So it's
No.
funny that they like your wife said, she didn't know you then, and to see you and I act like now, like just shooting shit and joking and like talking crap, like it's funny, like you just pick up where you left off at. It's
Dude,
funny.
my wife don't believe the half of the shit I tell her. Or I don't know, for some reason she thinks I was a player and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't, like, she don't believe me. I was straight. Uh, I was straight. A nerd, man. Just worrying about school, graduating for. I was just worrying about graduating and just the stuff we were going through back then. I wanted to focus on graduating.
Hmm.
But I don't know why she thinks that. I'm like, I didn't have a lot of girlfriends, girl. You swear like I had a lot of women. I only dated a couple women, and it's not a lot.
Oh,
Uh,
see, my fiance is the opposite. I tell her like, no, I had all kinds of girlfriends. She's like, fuck you. I saw your pictures. You were ugly. You didn't, you didn't date anybody, babe. You're a damn liar.
oh man, yeah, yeah. Just um, yeah, just some of the stuff my wife, she just doesn't believe,
Hmm.
just how we talk and still, and man, she was like, she's like, I don't care, you guys are disrespectful. I go, to you, yes, to
Hmm.
you, I understand. We understand how would it would see in your point of view, because dude, she would do it like she was telling me, um, at the dinner when, the last time we spoke,
Hmm.
she got so just crazy overwhelmed, like she wanted to leave, dude, like she actually wanted to leave.
Hmm.
And I understand, it's hard to deal with something that some people don't understand.
Hmm.
It's nothing hard to understand, but just the concept of just like, this is how we are,
Yeah.
how we grew up, how we talk to each other, um, you know us talking to our moms, how we talk to our moms.
Yeah. Exactly.
It just, there's some people just, yeah, we know it's disrespectful, but we know it is, but to our point of view, it's not.
Yeah.
um,
In our family, being fucked up is normal.
yeah.
Like if you
uh,
grew up as a favela, you were a fucked up person, and you just had to deal with it. And
Pretty much.
that's how we were growing up. Yeah, man. Like I
uh,
still call my mom by her first. I'm like, Evelyn, what's up? She's like, God damn it, son. Don't call me that. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm calling you baby. You know, to us, it's normal.
yeah, yeah, it is normal. So my wife, she was telling me too, before we get off top topic here,
Yeah, right.
but it's okay, it's all right, man. But she was telling me that when she went outside to go take a breather, Chris was outside too,
Yeah,
and he was telling my wife, he was like, yeah, man, he was like, yeah, it's crazy how they, how Valerie and all of us talk to each other. um, and Maria was like, "Yeah, I don't know how they talk like that to each other." And it was just funny how Chris how Chris didn't understand, or
yeah.
Chris was kind of tripped out too at the time.
Hmm.
Um, and so I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, honey." I go, "I'm sorry." I go, "Yeah, I understand how it looks, man, but to us it was just normal. It was just normal how we talk to each other."
Yeah,
Um, but man, when we ever go back down there, man, we definitely have to do that again. My wife would definitely stay with her mom, or because I don't know, I mean, she respects, I told a little bit what we gone through, but
yeah,
she just can't be there because she just can't. I don't know. She just can't fathom how we just talk to each other. She
yeah.
just trips out on it. I go, yeah, that's fine, honey. I go, if you wanna stay with your mom or whatever, you go ahead, do your thing.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, next time, man, we definitely have to uh, do it again, man. Cause man, I had so much fun, and just the memories, man. Just so much we can talk more um, about what's going on now.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. If your listeners ever want to hear more stories, I'll come back and I'll tell them about the time that you hit Tony with a rock and we hid in the chicken coop across the street, and when we used to blow up glass bottles in the street, and the time my mom shit herself in the car. I'll
oh man.
I'll tell those stories and see if they want to hear that.
Oh yeah, and we'll wait for that on another episode. Podcast listeners, we'll go ahead and wait on that. But before we get off track here,
Yeah, we're
more,
talking Xbox. Xbox.
yeah,
Video games, man.
let's going to talk about this, with this, you know uh, a Stadia that they bought, the properties, which include Elder Scrolls, Fallout, um, Wolfenstein, Quake. and coming soon, Starfield,
Mhm.
and Doom, and uh, and other and other series will be added in the Game Pass, um, which I think I've seen, um, Elder Scrolls, if I didn't say that right, that's already in the Game Pass, and they're ready, and they're really, and I'm pretty sure they're more up now. They have 15 million subscribers,
Mhm.
um, which is freaking a lot. I'm pretty sure more now. Um, but man, and then now they grown to 15 to 23 creative studios teamed together, to make this Game Pass probably more amazing. And who knows what they're gonna put on the Game Pass. Now, cousin, I know you play Xbox. Before we get into this, with your different point of views, of this big story that's going around right now on Twitter, and still right now. Um, what got you to, to get to playing the Xbox, or to get in the Xbox, community gaming? Um, what got you into it?
Honestly, when I was younger, I played a PlayStation. One of my friends had a PlayStation, and I had one too. I ended up getting one. I had a PS2, and then all of a sudden, like I was like, "What is my friends were playing Xbox at a wrestling show?" One of my friends brought his old Xbox, and he actually hacked it. So what he had it, so there was like 10,000 games on his Xbox, and
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
yeah, I know, right? I'm like, the dude was like super dope at that. And I was like, what's this? I've never seen that. He's like, it's an Xbox. I'm like, oh, I play PlayStation. Oh, he's like, oh, well, you're a pussy. I was like, oh, okay, thanks, man. And so then I was like, well, fuck, man, I'm a pussy then. So then my friends were like, no, dude, really, like, try this out here. You got to try it. And I was like, okay, well, let me borrow a game. And my dumbass, of course, let me borrow an Xbox game to play on my PlayStation. And so they're like, no, dude, just try it, trust me. So I sat there, and we were playing Modern Warfare 2. That was the first Xbox game that I ever played. And I was like, dude,
Awesome
this
game, by the way.
oh yeah, totally. And I was like, dude, this is dope. I sucked, but I was like, this is dope. And they're like, dude, try this game, this game. And so like, I remember that one of my friends had an Xbox, so I started playing Fable 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was the game that really got me hooked. And after that, I was totally converted to Xbox. And ever since then,
I
I've
never played it, bro. I never played it. Always wanted to. Never played it.
it's fun, man. Like I think it's on the Game Pass actually. You can if you have Game Pass. If not, then it's like $10 all day long. Any of the Fable games, but it's like a mix of RPG and fighting at the same time. So it's really a nice little mix. So if you play Fallout, it's actually kind of akin to Fallout where you're doing missions and quests, and then
Right.
you get to add your different stats and stuff. So, but
Mm.
that's what got me into Xbox, and had all my other friends were like, oh well, yeah, we all play together. So whenever we'd get together and play, it was always Xbox, and we'd always squad up playing Call of Duty. That was the big one that we all played. Because I hate Battlefield, but we'd all squad up and play Call of Duty. And then we only had one friend who played PlayStation, and he only got it because of the God of War exclusives.
Right.
But I was like, I can't just switch for one game. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
this is where all my friends are at, and then it ended up like you're on Xbox, and then like a lot of other family members are on Xbox, so it's like, well, here we are, this is where
It's
we're
where
at.
it's at.
Yeah,
Xbox
exactly.
people.
Yeah, that's where I'm staying.
Right.
My daughter now, she is now an Xbox fan, so she was like gonna create she like either this weekend or next weekend she wants to create her first gamer profile, so she'll
Woo.
be on Xbox finally. And then my fiance, she's on Xbox, so
Wow.
yeah, she likes to play Call of Duty with me, so we go back and forth, and 1v1 against bots while she trains, and then she started playing online. So yeah, we're all Xbox here too.
See, awesome. See, my podcast listeners, Game Pass, Xbox, and where it's at, people. PlayStation might have their exclusives. Don't get me wrong, I am a little jealous, but whatever. Xbox is for life, baby.
There
Um,
you
I love Spider-Man, but god damn it,
go.
they got it. But whatever. But yeah, dude. I was gonna say, before we talk about more of this. Yeah, dude. I play a lot of Fortnite now, man. Fortnite's my game. Um, Right now, dude, Marvel is so dope. The whole Game Pass is on Marvel.
Oh wow.
Dude, it is so sick because you need to at least try it out,
Hmm.
or at least download it and look at the Game Pass. The Game Pass is from 1 to 100 tiers, which I'm pretty sure you know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it now imagine the Game Pass 1 to 100. It's all Marvel skins.
Okay.
So they have the first skin is kind of a old comic. They have Thor.
Hmm.
They have She-Hulk.
Hmm.
They have Wolverine. Um, they have Doctor Doom.
Oh wow.
And of course, they have Groot.
Hmm.
They have a cool Groot back bling. Once you get to his skin,
Hmm.
you can unlock him for free. You could get Groot as a back bling or Rocket to make him fly around as a back bling too. You should really check that out, man. If you like Marvel, or anybody else listening, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are playing.
Hmm.
But dude, there's who else? Blade is in the store right now. Blade is actually on there
Wow.
in the store. They had the Silver Surfer on there because on the store. I heard it's a rumor. They're gonna put in the store. I'm hearing they're gonna hopefully they're gonna put Black Panther,
Oh
um,
cool.
which is pretty cool.
Hmm.
They put a big statue inside the game of Black Panther,
Hmm.
and the statue in the game. And when you go onto that certain part of the map, that you hear the music and everything, it's pretty awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a pretty dope of a good awesome memorial.
Hmm.
Um, uh, for Chadwick Boseman, was pretty cool. Played an awesome character as Black Panther.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, it's dope because they're gonna supposedly a rumor, hopefully pretty soon they'll have him as a skin in the store. Um, they're hopefully they're gonna put Venom supposedly. Hopefully it's a rumor. Put Venom and Ghost Rider. Um, and maybe some more. Who knows? Because right now the story right now in Fortnite is everybody Thor, Iron Man, everybody. Storm's in the battle pass as well. A lot of people, man. You should check that out. Um, but the whole story is that Galactus is coming to the Fortnite world, and we have to fight him.
Oh okay.
So I guess there's a comic book to read, and I'll tell you the whole story of how it happened, where the short story people, Thor's in the old comics, well, in their comics or whatever,
Hmm.
that Thor was with Galactus flying inside, the space, in the galaxy, and he's seen this little spark. Um, and he's like, he was gonna, I guess the story was he was trying to go to a different world, but he's seen that spark to the other dimension, to the open to the other world,
Hmm.
and it was the Fortnite world. And he's like, oh, you know what? He was like, no, I feel something in that world. I need to go. And Thor was like, no, don't
Hmm.
go. So he went, and Thor's like, oh man, you know what? I have to go warn the other people of what's gonna happen. So he went to the Fortnite world, and it shows all that story. And just to break it down, that he warns the Fortnite characters that a big guy named Galactus, the gods of worlds that eats worlds,
Hmm.
that's gonna come to destroy, your Earth. And so this is where he shoots up his uh, his Thor hammer and gets Iron Man, She-Hulk, Storm, Wolverine, and it shows all that too. They have a clip on YouTube, or go to Fortnite on YouTube, and they'll show the whole clip of it,
Oh wow. Okay.
which is pretty sick. You check that out. But yeah, that's what's going on. That's what I'm playing Fortnite right now, and I'm playing WWE 2K Battlegrounds, which is pretty awesome.
Hmm.
Since 2K20 kind of took a dump, which is not the creator's fault. Um, it was kind of a push game, but they're working on, I think, 2K22, I think, for the new systems that are coming out. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that the whatever 2K comes out with next for the new generation, for the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, that I'm pretty sure it's going to look amazing. So they're looking
Oh yeah.
all over. They're really going to really work they're gonna supposedly they're looking through SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, No Mercy.
Oh wow.
So they're looking to see what they can bring back of what made wrestling back then, and and what we made it or what we liked back then as a wrestling game.
Hmm.
So hopefully they are doing that. That's just just what I read. But if they made that game and then and if they want to take 2 years, 2 years off, they go right ahead to make the game amazing.
Yeah, do it right.
Yes, yes, do it right. But before we get into this, so you play Call of Duty right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Oh,
playing
nice.
that, and then I started playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Oh, dude, I was gonna get it, man, but man, I can't. I don't have time to play these games.
Right? Yeah, like I was telling my fiance, I'm like, this was one of my favorite games, when I was a younger man. And she's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, damn it, she didn't bite. Babe, this is a fun game. You would like this game.
It was fun
Uh,
for us back in the day,
yeah, and she's like, oh, okay, that's nice. I'm like, son of a bitch, man. What do I got to do to get her convinced?
right?
And it was like, I told her some of the soundtrack, and she's like, oh, that's cool. Well, you know what? You started teaching, so go ahead and buy it for yourself. Have fun.
Right.
I started playing it, and she's still not sold on the game, but my daughter loves it. So my
I know. I
daughter,
seen the clip of it. I seen the clip
yeah,
on Instagram.
yeah. I'm like, she's still dog shit. So like, you still got to work on it. And, like,
Dude, it took
uh,
us years to do that,
yeah, and
to
that's
do
what
all
I
the
was.
tricks.
I was teasing her too. I'm like, God, you suck. And she's like, shut up, Dad. But
Go
yeah,
back in training. Go back in
right.
training.
So I made her like play the tutorial. She's like, oh, this makes more sense now. So she's getting better. But that's what we're playing in the house right now. And then we pre-ordered the Xbox Series X. So as soon
Man,
as,
you got that pre-order that
yep,
morning or what?
yeah, I did. My fiance made sure that she was up while I was teaching, and she got that taken care of for me. And so we got that, and then we're going to pre-order the Call of Duty Black Ops. So that's what's going to be the
Oh,
one
nice,
that we
nice.
play, because, like I said, she loves she loves Call of Duty, and we're both history majors in college. So the Cold War was something we learned a lot about, and is really something interesting to us. So the fact that they're putting that into a video game, it got us really interested. And like that, honestly, it's kind of cool that a launch title, can sell
Right,
you on the console. That's what that did.
right. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I seen the trailer when they showed the trailer on YouTube. That looks pretty sick. I mean,
Mhm.
I stopped playing Call of Duty, man. I think Black Ops 2 when they had aliens.
Mhm.
That was the last one I played because I just got burnt out, man. I got burnt out in the years. That's the last time I stopped. Um, but right now I'm just playing Fortnite, Rocket League, 2K, W2K Battlegrounds, and I can't wait to play Cyberpunk. That's my pretty big game that I'm waiting
Wow. Yeah.
for. Um, you know, um, you know, and so yeah, so I'm waiting on that because I don't know, I'm just a big fan of Keanu Reeves since
Mhm.
since Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing how he likes stories and yeah, I'm just hyped up for the game. That's a game. It's gonna be if you pre-order it. It doesn't say it in the store. That is smart delivery, but it is smart delivery.
Oh, okay, that's good then.
So just to let everybody know, all my podcast listeners out there, that if you look in the store, don't be discouraged that it is smart delivery. It is confirmed that it will be a free upgradable um, on launch when it does launches in November. I think a couple days after it launches, it will be it will be free upgradable if you pre-order it right now on Xbox One or Xbox One X. Um, so if you guys are pre-order it, don't worry, you guys are gonna get a free upgradable upgrade for smart delivery. So you guys are good on that if you guys didn't know yet, which I'm hyped up for. Um, but yeah, but that's my pretty big game right now is that one. I can't wait to see the graphics. The graphics gonna look amazing.
Mhm.
Man, man. But we know, dude, we have to really actually chat when we actually go on Xbox to chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but yeah, let's go and get back into this. Um, that is saying that So what do you think, cousin, about them buying this whole companies? Give me your thoughts about. Is there anything you want to see come to Game Pass that they don't have yet, or go and give me your take on this.
When with a big buyout like that, one of the things that I worry about is that they're going to start maybe not bringing more to Game Pass, but making it limited. Because like with Game Pass, you can only play something as long as it's on the service, right?
Right.
So my thing is like, what if they bring back like all the classics, like the original Quakes, the first Dooms, and the Wolfensteins, and even the Fallout series, and they start taking it away though. So like maybe they put it out there for 2 or 3 months, and they do like Netflix where they put a show out there for a little bit, and
Right.
they take it away, and then they put it back. Like what happens then? So like what if you're in the middle of playing, and you're a really like in the Elder Scrolls, that game takes for fucking ever to play.
Oh, I
There's
know.
so much to it. And so, like, what if you're in the middle of it and like they announce, "Oh, we're taking it away next week."
Right.
Well, now you can't play it unless you buy the actual copy of the game. So, like, that would be my only concern is that if it's out there and they see it's out there and they want to take it away for a little bit, now you're forced to buy the game.
Right.
And then, but what if now you bought the game, which is fine, but they bring it back like a month or two later?
Right.
You know what I mean? So now not only did you pay for Game Pass, but now you bought the game, and then a month later you don't need to have bought the game because it's going to come back. That would be my only concern
Right.
about all that. But other than that, I think Game Pass is a pretty cool thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, to not worry about it, that I heard, uh, I'm not gonna give a confirm, but I've read a rumor that they're trying not to do that,
Oh, that's cool.
trying not to take away games that people like, but they probably will take away games that are not pretty big games like that to put those better games on there. Um, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do that. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I read. It's just a rumor. Hopefully they actually keep it. They keep the good games on there and just take out the games that are not so big.
Mhm.
Like those games. Um, but yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about the specs real quick on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I don't know, because if you're familiar with all these crazy specs, I really got into it a while back to learn all this CPU stuff and the RAM and all that stuff. It took me a while to understand it and to grip it. But man, for what I've just to have ray tracing and everything else to make it 4K, 100, 120 frames per second, which is pretty good. But you gotta have a TV that that refreshes at 120.
Mhm.
But if you don't, and you have 50 or 60 megahertz, then you're not gonna see that fast refresh rate. Um, which, man, I mean, you know what? To be honest, I bought a 4K HDR TV not too long ago, and I wasn't really paying attention that mine's a 60 hertz, um, which it's pretty smooth now, man. I mean, damn. I mean, but I guess for what I've seen, you can see a difference. But man, I'm not focusing on that smoothness.
Yeah.
But it's pretty sick. Either way, it's gonna be pretty dope to see it in that 4K and 60 frames per second anyway. But they're pretty much the same. There's little perks here and there. Of course, PlayStation has the VR compatible, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna come out with something with better upgrade VR stuff, which is pretty sick. I hope Microsoft in time, but I know right now, Phil Spencer said that they're not focusing on VR right now, which is fine.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, PlayStation has PlayStation Now, and of course Xbox has the Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate. Um, but Now with this new Xbox Series X, cousin, besides Call of Duty, is there any games you want to see to put into Game Pass? Um, um, what on the Series X on launch date? Is there anything you would want to see? Would you buy the game, the Call of Duty, or would you just get Game Pass?
Honestly, if that was on a Game Pass, I would still probably buy the game just because
just in
I
case.
yeah, just in case. You know what I mean? Um, there's there's so many games that I want to try, and I think that the Game Pass is a good thing for that. You know,
Right,
so like Assassin's Creed, for example, that's one that's coming to the Xbox, but it's not one that I would rush out to buy. You know what I mean?
right, right,
But
right,
if that was on Game Pass on launch day, I would totally like buy the Game Pass for that because
right.
I've played a couple of these Assassin's Creed and they're fun, but they're not really like the one like, oh, I have to have it. Like I have to play Call of Duty. You know, I have to have that game. You know what I mean?
So that game right now is that you want to play on the new Xbox Series X.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have to see that on the X. I wouldn't bother waiting or getting it on the Xbox One. I
Right,
have to see it on that. Like to me, that kind of game was made for the Series X. You know what I mean? With all
right.
the cool specs and everything like that, you have to see it. It's like a movie. You know what I
Yes, it is. It is awesome. Check it out, everybody. You haven't seen it. Check it out
mean?
on YouTube.
Like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like that game was probably one of the funnest games I've played in years. And I remember when I bought it, my fiance was like, "The fuck are you, a cowboy now? Why are you buying that?
You
Why are
damn
you,
right I am.
why are you buying the fucking cowboy game?" And I was like, "Listen here, why don't you giddy up your fucking ass out of here, okay? I'm gonna
Yeah.
play this game." And then I realized I'm like, "I'm sorry, don't hit me." But I started playing it, and she would literally like stop what she's doing and watch me play. And I would look at her and she would just be like transfixed on the screen. I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Don't stop playing. This is like a movie for me." And I remember the last scene of Red Dead when spoiler alert for your listeners if they
Yeah,
haven't
spoiler alert.
if they haven't played it yet, when Arthur realizes he's gonna die and he goes to confront Dutch and the rest of the gang, and he's riding through the wilderness, and there's that song playing in the background. Like that shit was like a fucking movie, man.
Right.
Like I cried. I literally cried tears. A grown ass man, I cried tears. And then when they killed my fucking horse, dude, I lost my shit. Like
Oh
I put my
shit.
controller down and I was like, no, why? Like, like I felt like my puppy died or something like that, you know. Um,
Right.
but a game like that like pushed the limit of what the Xbox One could do, and it looked gorgeous. So I can only imagine what a big ass game like that, like the equivalent of like an Assassin's Creed, would look like on the Series X. So like that's one that I really want to see. And then like I told you, the Black Ops Cold War was the reason we bought the Series X because
Right.
it looks too huge to be contained with limited specs on an Xbox One.
Right. Yeah, which is it will be Call of Duty will be day one,
Mhm.
which is pretty awesome. Um, yeah, man. To be honest, man, I'm just waiting for that Cyberpunk myself, man. That is gonna be freaking awesome. Um, but yeah, so Cold War is your number one game. You know what? Go ahead and what you were just saying. Assassin's Creed Valhalla too, right?
Yeah,
So have you played? So have you played the recent ones too?
the last one that I actually got my hands on was one that my when I was going through the student teacher program was one that he actually brought into class, and I think it was Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and he brought it in just because
I like the
he
pirate one, man. That's awesome.
yeah. I think it might have been the pirate one actually. I can't remember, but it's the one where they actually go back to the American Revolution, and he
Oh,
recorded and he screencasted him playing the game because there's one mission where you have to try to prevent the Boston Massacre.
oh,
So
okay, okay,
whatever that one is, leave it to me to be a damn nerd and forget. But
right.
whatever that one was, that was the last one I played, and I thought it was super cool. And he had it on an Xbox One, so I
Oh
was like,
wow,
wow, this kind of game right here definitely needs to be on the next gen console because it looks too big and massive to be contained with just normal stuff on the lower gen consoles, the previous gens. So
oh
and then
yeah,
with Valhalla, because they're going to be like set in the Viking times in Norway, it's almost like they're taking from God of War, um,
right,
because God of War, of course, was set in that time too. So they saw what worked, and because they saw what worked first, they can go now and make it even better, especially on the next gen. So I think that's going to be a cool one to play.
right. Yeah, the last Assassin's Creed I played, man, was a pirate one. Yeah, that was. I mean, I mean, I still didn't finish the damn game. That game is long, but it's an awesome game, man. Man, I just so much games, man, are gonna look so amazing on the new Series X, man. So amazing. Which comes out November 10th, and PlayStation 5 comes out November 12th. 2 days after the Xbox Series X come out, um, which is $499 for the Xbox Series X, and then was it $299 for the Xbox Series S, um, which is which is not bad for people that that can't really afford to spend that $499. Or you can or you can even do payments now. Do
Hmm.
payments on the Xbox Series X and Series S, and while you're paying off, um, you'll get Game Pass Ultimate,
Hmm.
paying it off too, while you have your system, when you do get it. So that's pretty awesome. Um, but let me see here. Xbox Series X will have all smart delivery system. PS5 not really reporting what they got. Um, let's see here. But yeah, so I know, cousin, that we're pretty much you're pretty much gonna run out of time here. 'Cause you said you got to go at 6, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, so we'll maybe give us maybe 10 more minutes before we
yeah,
get
yeah.
out of here. Or do you have to actually leave at 6 or stop at 6?
A little bit before that.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
we'll just give it 10 minutes then, my listeners. But yeah, just real fast before this big deal they made, 7.5 billion deal. Um, Besides Doom and anything else. I'm pretty sure they're going to have something up their sleeve, hiding certain games.
Mhm.
Since PlayStation has Spider-Man and has Ratchet and Clank, um, pretty much their big games. Um, that do you think, in your tell me your point of view, is this good for Xbox buying the big company? Like, do you think it would help Xbox? Since with their exclusive on PlayStation 5.
I think so. I mean, anytime you have an exclusive, you want that. You know what I mean. The whole point of it is to entice you. You know what I mean. Like getting back to wrestling, like we watch WWE because we know, like, let's say The Rock is only going to ever be on WWE. He'll never go to AEW. He never went to WCW. You know what I mean? So
Right,
that keeps us there, keeps us loyal. So I think that like Halo was the one reason that everybody kept going back to Xbox, and by having more titles that could be exclusive, as long as they're done right, I think that
right,
it'll make people want to go back more. Like with Fallout, like I loved the Fallout series, and like Fallout 4 is still a game that, even though it's like 8 years old, I'll still put it in my Xbox and I'll still play it all day long for
right.
hours. The new one sucked. Fallout 76 fucking sucked, man. But
Don't judge them,
but
people. Don't judge them.
yeah, sorry, but I hate it. But I mean, like, if you can fix it and you can say, you know what, I made Fallout better. You're gonna get the people like me who are like, all right, I'll give you a chance. Then you're
Right,
gonna get the diehards who are like, no, fuck yeah, now I have the Fallout, a new one. Hell yeah, I'm buying it. Like how I buy Call of Duties, you know. And if it's only on Xbox, well, now you get people who might want to stay, instead of buying the $500 one, you're gonna buy the $299 one, you
right,
know.
right,
And because you have those two different price points, now you're enticing, and I think that's smart on Xbox's part too. By the way, you're getting people who want to invest in Xbox, but they don't want to go balls deep. You know what I mean? Like,
right, right,
you have to pay $500 if you want a PlayStation. There's no lower level model. You know what I mean? But at least with Xbox, it can give you the two, and there's two big differences in the two. You know, like it's not like, well, I'm paying $500 for like a better graphics, but no, you're paying for better graphics. You're paying for better storage. You're
right,
paying for a little bit extra. You're paying for a bigger console, whereas
right,
with the S, you're paying for a smaller one. So you're getting more for the two different price points. It's not just like, well, here's a way to screw people out of their money. So I mean, to me, that deal will create just more exclusivity for Xbox
Right.
and make it so that way you want it more.
Right.
I think it's a good thing, and as long as they do the games right, people are gonna want it, and it's gonna really pay off in the long run.
Right. Since we're on of delaying stuff, give me your thoughts about Halo. Um, are you a big fan of Halo?
Yeah, one of the other games that I started playing was Halo when I started playing the Xbox, and um, fucking Halo jumping pisses me off. All my friends would always do that, so I would always shoot right at them, and they would always just right over top of my rounds. And I I swear to God, like if I knew how to do that better, I would be better at the game. But I think whenever you have a big flagship title like that that gets delayed, it
Right.
hurts a little bit. Like
Right.
that should have been. It's like Mario Brothers. Every time there's a Nintendo that comes out, a Switch or the Wii or whatever, that had a Mario title on day one. You could
Right.
count on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
even when we were little, when they launched the first NES, there was
Right.
Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt that came out.
That was awesome too.
Yeah, you have to have that, and for it to not be there on day one, it kind of sucks because it's like,
It hurts the company a little bit.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, do you have WrestleMania without Undertaker? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right. Right. Or
it's
John
literally
Cena
that.
or The Rock.
Yeah, exactly. You have to have that marquee person there at WrestleMania, and I think that it's not gonna hurt sales because people are still gonna buy the Xbox like crazy, but I
Right.
think it just hurts the gamer more than anything. Like, I would I wasn't gonna buy the new Halo just because it's just one more game that I wouldn't have time to play.
Right.
But I mean, like it definitely hurts.
Right.
The gamer because they're the fans. They're the ones who want it, and to not have it, I think it sucks. But it's not gonna hurt Xbox.
Right.
Right off the bat.
And it will be on Game Pass.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
will. So that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So when they actually showed Halo in the Xbox showcase, and everybody gave Microsoft so much shit of how it looked, or yes, people, it was a demo. you know what? I understand everybody has their opinions now.
Mhm.
Everybody on Twitter, social media, changed the whole game with everything now with social media. Give me your thoughts real fast before we have to let you go on it. Do you think it was a smart decision since everybody was complaining about of how it looked? It should look better. If I'm paying a lot of money for this Xbox, which it wasn't priced yet at the time.
Mhm.
Um, as uh, as me as a quick to give you my point of view, I expected more graphics. I expected more realism for it. I know it was a demo. I knew that, but still, they should have blown it out on the water before the pandemic even hit. They had plenty of time.
Mhm.
But in your thoughts, though, do you think it was the right decision? And before you answer that, um, what's your thoughts when you seen how it looked?
I was disappointed. I mean, if you're gonna put something out to the public, make it look good.
Right,
When you go to a restaurant, you want your plate to look nice, right?
right,
That's the first thing you do. You look at your food and you're like, and of course, leave it to the fat guy to be like, oh yeah, food. But you know what I mean? But like, if you
Don't judge
look
my cutting, people. Goddamn,
right,
don't judge them, please.
right. But if you look at your food and it looks good, half the battle is won. It may
Right,
not taste so great, but at least you think, my plate looked great, and that's automatically gonna make you think. You know what I mean? It's like a wrestler. When you look at a wrestler, it's like, wow, he looks good. He may wrestle like dog shit, but he looks the part. He looks like a wrestler.
right,
So half the battle is right there. So if you put something out there to the public, which is made up of people who are all over social media, who are all over the internet, and who are going to have a voice and a very strong opinion, make it look good. Don't half-ass it.
right,
I'd
right,
rather it looked good for 5 minutes than looked like shit, but played good for 10 minutes.
right,
You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? You're turning me off already. You know what I mean?
right,
Like, that's not going to make me want it.
right,
It's
right,
just like the consoles. Like, people are looking at the PS5 and the Xbox X. They're like, oh well, those look cool. Okay, good. Now we got your attention. Here's what's inside of it. And I mean, that's just me. Like, and I know other people feel the same way, like you do too.
right,
Like,
right. Of
don't
course.
don't release it and make it look like dog shit, even if it's a demo. I don't care if it's a demo. You can
Right,
tweak things and change things and sharpen lines and shade colors,
right,
but it's just you're shooting yourself in the foot right off the bat because you're making it look bad.
Right.
Nobody has hope after that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like with that Sonic the Hedgehog movie. When
Right.
when it came out, it looked horrible. So
Man.
they had to go back, delay it for half a year, and then fix it, and then people loved it. You
And
know?
I'm glad they did that because he looked just almost identical as when we played back in the day
Yeah,
on Sega.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, like that that's a perfect testament to where it looked horrible. Nobody wanted to see it. It had the same story, the same actors, the same music, everything. It just looked bad.
Right.
Now though, they changed the look, and now people love that fucking movie, and they're
Oh,
gonna
dude, I loved it. I bought it.
yeah, see, and they're gonna make the sequel to it because of
Oh,
the
dude, I can't
trailer.
wait to see Tails. Man.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, and the second question I like to ask you before we get out of here, don't want to keep you late or anything. So do you think it was the right decision for them to delay it now until next year, 2021? I
Yeah,
mean, so okay,
totally,
so
totally. Like, do it right. Make it look good. Make it the way that the fans expect it. I mean, when you put out a property and people love it, like Master Chief is, it's an Xbox icon, just like Mario, just like Sonic the Hedgehog.
right,
It almost belongs to the people now. You know what I mean?
right,
Like, it's one of those things. Like when Hulk Hogan turned bad, it broke everyone's heart because everybody saw Hulk Hogan. He was the red and the yellow, and say your prayers, eat your vitamins, drink your milk. You know what I mean?
right,
So people felt truly betrayed by that heel turn, and it's the same thing with this. Like people felt almost betrayed that their beloved game looked bad. So I think Xbox knew that, Microsoft knew that, and they had to go back and fix it in order to make the fans happy. Because like I said, I think it belongs to the fans now, and it's made for them. So give them what they want. You know what I mean? And that's not to say the customer is always right, but
right,
I mean, after I think that Halo's been out for almost 20 years now. Like, make sure that it's done the way that people expect it. You know?
right. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, when you're selling a console, man, and it looks like that, I mean, they can say go. Sorry.
But okay.
Uh, go, baby girl, go. Um, um, no, baby, go ahead. No, I'll pause it. Sorry about that, listeners. Okay, and yeah, but you know what? I wanted more. I mean, on the Game Pass, I played a couple Halos, and I got, I love the story.
Mhm.
Um, and so, but yeah, so they say they did it on their own, but I think they did it because it got so much heat on social media that they can make it look better. And I'm glad they did. Make it look good, make it look amazing. When it comes out sometime next year, 2021, man, blow our minds away. Uh,
Exactly.
show what this system can actually do, as they say, the most powerful console um, for the new Xbox Series X. Live to that expectation, and I know they can. Do what you got to do. It sucks. It does suck, but you know what? I'd rather have them do it. Have them do it. Everybody's complaining, and I know that's not what they wanted, but you can't always get what you want, and then when you do, you complain about it. Um, and that's what they did. They set it back for whatever what reason. They don't want to say, oh yeah, it was their idea. They were expecting for them to do it, but I kind of think it was everybody saying their point of views and their whiplash on Twitter and on social media that got them to get the ray tracing and all the detail work that needs to go in it.
Hmm.
But I can't wait till it comes out. Man, I can't wait to November already, man. I'm hyped up. I can't wait to see all the special features they got. Do you have Twitter?
No, I don't have a Twitter. I'm on Instagram, but no Twitter.
Okay. Do you have a separate account for just that, or just your own personal Twitter?
No, I just
I
have
mean,
my own personal Instagram. I don't know if you want me to give it to people or whatever, but
no, it's
yeah,
personal.
that's what I was making sure. I
No,
was
no,
making sure.
no. Sorry,
Just
listeners, you can't get his. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
If he does have Twitter or anything, we'll let you know.
Yeah, exactly. I was debating getting a Twitter, but I'm gonna get in trouble because elections coming up. So I just talk shit, and
Hey, it's a free country. We can
yeah,
speak what we want. We don't all agree on everything here,
yeah,
people. want to get political real fast, but
Yeah, right.
everybody has a voice, man. Everybody has a voice. You can, I mean, I have Twitter just for this or for my podcast, and I won't say anything. I'm not really, political.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, I'll just say the dumb shit that I want to say. So that'll get me in trouble no matter what I say.
yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
But okay, cousin, thank you so much, man, to be
Oh
on my
yeah.
podcast.
Totally.
Man, we got to do this more often, and talk about wrestling too. Talk about Raw, SmackDown. Um, um, you know, okay. We definitely got to have you back on the show
Yeah.
to talk about that too. You just let me know. Text me, man. Text me. Um, everybody, this is the Gaming and Wrestling Experience. This is your host, Mario. Thank you, cousin Lalo, for coming on the show,
You're welcome.
giving your point of view, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, man. I love being here.
Oh, thank you. Everybody, if you want to check me out at Mario, at Mario's underscore podcast on Twitter, check me out. My podcast will be linked on there once I go ahead and edit this, and it will be on Twitter. So please check me out. I do talk about games and wrestling. This was both. So I will say a little more about wrestling now on this one, but it's okay. It's that's why it's called a gaming and wrestling experience. But thank you again, my cousin. Thank you, cousin Oliver, so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much, and everybody. I just want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Fedgaming. Check him out if you like games. He makes shirts, he makes sweaters, he makes hats. Check him out on Twitter at Fedgaming. He came out with a new shirt. Check it out. It is awesome. It is comfortable. It is comfortable quality. Just check him out, please, at Fedgaming on Twitter, or at fedgaming.com. He does sponsor me on the show, which hopefully I will be coming out with a shirt pretty soon. Can't wait to I can't wait to see that. But thank you, cousin, so much, and I will text you more often, and to do podcasting too, and just to shoot your shit like this again,
Yeah,
without
man. Yeah.
without it being to the public. Um, but thank you, cousin. Drive safe, man. If you're
Yeah,
going
man.
somewhere,
Sure.
drive safe. Tell everybody I said hi. Thank you, everybody, for coming again. I'm your host, Mario. We're out. Thank you, cousin Lalo, again, coming on the show. All right. Thank you, and have a good day.